Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm gonna be covering the topics of the possible gun bench coming into Battlefield 6, new Determined single player missions, and so much more. So please make sure you stick until the end of the video because we're gonna go over all of that together, and leave me a like and a sub because it really helps out a small tech creator like me. Without holding you further, let's get into this so-called gun bench. If you aren't aware what a gunsmith is or the weapon bench, it is a customization system for weapons in Call of Duty and recently Delta Force that released last December. It basically lets you customize very minute things about the weapon, such as the barrel attachment, magazine size, pistol grip, scope, buttstock, and everything else of that sort on your weapon. I've used it extensively in Delta Force and Call of Duty 2 Modern Warfare 2 in 2022, and I really dislike that system in both of those games. And the reason I dislike that system is because it usually makes you use just one build only. And you cannot switch attachments and such things in-game as well. So basically for you to go and test different types of builds, you're gonna have to exit the game, edit your weapon, and then re-enter the game to give it a try with the new build. Luckily, it is determined that the test range is also coming to Battlefield 6, so you're gonna be spending a lot of time on the test range, modifying your weapon the way you like it to play, obviously, and then try it in a match after that. The problem with this is that it gives all these stats for the weapons, like click control, handling, stability, and all these types of stats, right? And they're all just arbitrary stats, in my opinion, that don't really make any sense because you're just gonna always go for the recoil stat and maybe firing stability or the reload. Everything else is kind of irrelevant. So you're gonna have this big gun bench and you're just gonna slam all the sliders to recoil and minus, I don't know, handling or something else. It always ends up as the exact same thing. It's very curated in my experience, guys. And I think it takes away from the game actually than giving into it. How do you feel about the gun bench? You have to let me know down in the comment section because I know a lot of people like the gun bench, but I feel, like I said, that it takes away from the game. You could of course say, but Ace, then just let people customize the gun bench thing in-game. Well, then you basically just get the plus system from Battlefield 2042 and we are right back where we started. This is why I think the systems just don't work in Battlefield, and I just want to have an option to put a barrel and a foregrip and a scope and I'm done. Personally, that's my favorite way of playing Battlefield. Simple, like Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 1. A little bit of a conspiracy theory, but I always felt the gun bench in Delta Force and Call of Duty was created so you can fix one or two bad stats on a weapon when the developer can just instead make good weapons where you don't have to spend your time fixing their shit weapon designs, in my humble opinion. In Delta Force, for example, if you take a weapon that has very good hipfire, it will have a very bad other stats, so you're just gonna be investing into hipfire and handling so you have like faster reload speed and faster movement speed. Why would you now fix the recoil control of a weapon that is just uncontrollable? So you're just adding into hipfire. And when you take Battlefield 3, for example, if a gun has good hipfire, you just slam a laser sight on it and you're done. You're ready to play and you increase the gun's strength, in my humble opinion. Or if the gun has very good, I don't know, accuracy, for example, the A94, which would have 100% accuracy on its two-shot fire, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm gonna add a heavy barrel and I'm gonna add a foregrip and I'm done. And I'm ready to play with the weapon. The weapon is already good from the box, rather than you now fixing bad design is the point I'm trying to make here, guys. Do you share the same opinion or do you have some other opinion about the gun bench? Some people have said that they really like spending time in the gun bench, and that's definitely a positive, for sure. A positive of the gun bench is that it's a kind of a modification for the game where you're theory crafting a lot of it in like outside of the game. But in my opinion, if I have to leave the game to experience your massive customization instead of just having it in-game, then I think, like I said, it takes away from the game. But if you have it in-game, then it's the plus system, as I mentioned earlier. So it's a slippery slope with the gun bench, and that's why I personally would want that they don't put it in the game and just give us very simple customization. It worked in their most sold Battlefield games of all time. Battlefield 1, sorry, their most sold game, had super simple customization. Battlefield 3, their second most sold game, super simple customization. Battlefield 4, a little bit deeper than Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 1, but still simple enough to understand for you to just hop in and have a good old time without spending too much time in some gun bench. Let's move on to the anti-air vehicle unlocks, and we have for the driver primary weapon dual autocannons, anti-air missiles and smoke discharger. I'm guessing this is not the full unlocks released yet. I don't see APS here, I don't see thermal, I don't see zoom optics. So I think this is just for the playtest, so if you're worried if the game is gonna have APS or some type of a reactive armor, I'm pretty sure it will have, it's just not in the playtest. So let's check the passive abilities. It says targeting internal protection, lock-on resistance, and anti-spotting. If you're a very old subscriber, you remember my thermal camo guide. It was my most used attachment for tanks in Battlefield 4. It is a very, very, very strong attachment. So the fact that it's coming back is incredible. Of course, unless it competes directly with, say, APS or reactive armor, which I don't think it will, because, for example, APS is an active system and reactive armor should be on another slot anyway. So we're gonna see thermal camo though, nice to see. And then it says advanced systems, passive improvements to active equipment. That is something new. I'm not sure what it means. Could it mean that thermal camo can be improved if you have this advanced system? I have no clue. Very interesting because it's something new and it's gonna be very unique to Battlefield 6 unless it exists in some other game I'm not aware of. Then it says enhanced loading system, increased rate of fire and improves heat management when above half health. So this is just a autoloader that is nerfed to, for some whatever reason, work only when you're above half health. I'm not sure about that. If you're gonna put autoloader, in my opinion, then just make it the good old autoloader which works all the time. There's no reason for the barrel now suddenly to overheat more if you have lower health. That I think is not needed. But like I said, this is datamine, so we don't know if this is the full information. Then it says improve handling, improve turret turn rate and vehicle turn rate. This is basically the gun bench, guys. I mean, how about you make just immediately good turn rate and vehicle turn rate rather than giving us a unlock to fix shitty turn rate. So this I, again, immediately don't like. Like I said, when we have to fix something, I don't like it. You make it good immediately, and I'm hoping that the turret turn rate and vehicle turn rate are immediately good. If you made it this far into the video, thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it very much. If you haven't already, leave me a like and a subscription, and let's carry on to the last thing. And this is gonna be the single player missions. You can see them on the screen right now. They were data mined. So it's gonna have a prologue and a couple of missions. It looks like 8 missions in total. We of course don't know the length of them. Hopefully it's gonna be nice. I think single player, when it's made correctly, like in Battlefield 3, it serves as a very good marketing tool in my opinion. Because of how good the Battlefield 3 single player was, we still remember the famous tank mission, we remember the famous jet mission, we remember the famous intro. There were all videos on YouTube, for example, before the game was out with millions and millions of views. Today, probably in tens of thousands of millions. So if Battlefield 6 is going to have the same pool, it's very good for the game. It's going to draw in players who never played Battlefield just because of those marketing videos. You'll be fucking surprised how strong marketing can be with the single player alone. Now, that's just the marketing. I really hope the single player is as well fun to play. Battlefield 3 and BF4 single player to an extent were very fun for me to play. I haven't played the BF1 one, I have to, just didn't have the time to do it yet. But you know, they were memorable in their own rights. So hopefully this is as well done nice and memorable with some very cool characters attached to as well. Maybe we get some new Irish or something, or new Wrecker, or new Sergeant Blackbird. Don't know, but it's very cool. Hopefully it's gonna be good. I think single player is needed for the game to feel complete. And it's being made by a complete different studio that has nothing to do with multiplayer, far as I'm aware. That's gonna be it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you once more. And I'll see you on Friday when new leaks are out, I guess. Take it easy, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.